All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. I'm going to call this video Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were real men that existed, all right? These are real. When you're reading the Bible, right, and you're reading about Abraham, you're reading about Isaac, and you're reading about Jacob, these are real men that existed, man, right? And the reason why I'm saying that is because these men existed and these men had descendants of their family, right? And then there was other people on the earth that also existed at the same time as them that were not their family, right? Just like how men existed before everybody on the earth right now 500 years ago, and there's people on the earth that are their descendants in some cases, but there's also people on this earth that are not their descendants, right? And then there's men that existed on this earth 1,000 years ago, 1,500 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 2,000, 5,000 years ago, all the way going up to at least, let's say 6,000 to 7,000 years ago, men have existed on this earth, according to what we believe in the scriptures, man. But there has always been people there's been people that are alive right now that are not descendants of certain people, and there's also people on this earth that are descendants of certain people. And Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were real men that existed on this earth, and everybody on this earth is not their descendants, right? Everybody can't be the descendants of everyone. Genesis chapter 9 and verse 19, these are the three sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. So just from that alone, we know that not everybody comes from Shem. And if not everybody comes from Shem, then not everybody comes from Abraham, because Abraham came from the line of Shem, right? So if we understand that, then we have to understand that also not everybody came from Isaac, because Isaac came through Abraham, and Abraham had 8 sons, right? The first being Ishmael, the second being Isaac, and then the third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth were other sons' names. I know some of them was Jokshan, Midan, Zimran, Ishbak, Shua, I believe, but I can't remember all of them off the top of my head because they're not as relevant, man, right? They're not as relevant to the story of the Bible in general. But Abraham's sons, right, out of all those 8 sons that he had, the line of the line that Yahweh decided to be the God of went from Abraham onto his son Isaac. Then Isaac had 2 sons, and 2 sons only, both twins. One son's name was Esau, the other son's name was Jacob. And the person that Yahweh decided from his own will, from his way that he wanted it to be, was to be called the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. So if we understand that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were real men that existed on this earth, how would it look if 5,000 years from now, everybody tried to say that they're my descendants, if something was special that's pertained to me, right? That'd be stupid. Or how about any other brother that believes in the Lord, right? That's an Israelite. How would it look if 5,000 years from now, some heathens was trying to claim your history and say that they like you and that they and that they belong to the same heritage as you? People that belong to nations that right now in this world, those nations hate your guts. But then 5,000 years later, they're trying to claim that it's their history. Genesis chapter 9 and verse 19, these are the 3 sons of Noah, and of them was the whole earth overspread. So everybody on this earth goes back to one of Noah's sons. Everybody goes back to this event that took place in the world thousands of years ago, the flood. But not all of those 3 sons' lines had the Israelites come out of them. The line of the Israelites came out of one of those lines, Shem. And even going deeper into that genealogy, right, it came through Abraham. And then it came through Isaac. And then it came through Jacob. And not everybody's descendants of Jacob, because Jacob had a twin brother. But Abraham had 8 sons, and different nations came out of those. Lot had sons, Moab and Ammon. Those are a completely different nation to the Israelites again. And then not even that, Japheth and Ham, they had sons that became nations. And those are completely different nations to the Israelites in general as well, going way back. So for people to try and make it like Abraham is all of a sudden some universal contact to the covenant, some universal access to the covenant is ridiculous, because these were real men that existed, man. They were real men that existed on the earth. They weren't just fake Bible stories that people want to talk about. No, these were real men. If you're a person that believes in the Bible, these were real men that existed. And they didn't give access. God didn't give access to the same things that he gave to Abraham as he did to Abraham's brother Nahor. Neither did he give Isaac the same things, give Ishmael the same access to what he gave Isaac. Neither did he give Esau the same access to what he gave Jacob. So Esau came close, but nah, he ain't getting it, man. He had the same, he had the same forefathers, the same lineage in every single way as Jacob, but yet God still didn't choose him. So that should let you know that God don't play when it comes to what he wants to happen on the earth. Because there was no reason as to why Esau shouldn't have got the same access to things as Jacob, apart from the fact that God just wanted to do that. And that's what, when you read Romans, the 9th chapter, you get the deep understanding of that, man. That God just did it because he wants to have mercy on whom he wants to have mercy. Psalm 105 and verse 6, O ye seed of Abraham, his servant, ye children of Jacob, his chosen. That's not everybody, right? To be part of the seed of Abraham, you would have to first at least have been one of Abraham's 8 sons, man. Let's just say it that way. But then when you understand, according to prophecy, what the Bible says about what the seed of Abraham was going to go through, it says that they was going to go into captivity 400 years. So we know that the seed of Abraham are the Israelites. And then when it goes on to say, ye children of Jacob, he's chosen, well, to be a child of Jacob, your lineage has to go back to Jacob. So whether you people want to try and say the 12 tribe sign is fake and all of that, okay, the 12 tribes still exist on the earth though. So you can say that it's not also you want to say, but we know that it ain't those people that are talking about matrilineal, because that don't decide nothing about your nationality with whatever you say your mom is. My mom could be Chinese. It wouldn't matter. My dad would still be who he was. My mom could have been Hawaiian. It wouldn't matter. My dad would have still been who he was. Verse 7, he is Yahweh our power. His judgments are in all the earth. He have remembered his covenant forever, the word which he commanded to 1,000 generations, which covenant he made with Abraham. So he made it with Abraham, man. He never made it with everyone. And he made it to Abraham by a promise. He made it to Abraham by a promise, man. And his oath unto Isaac, that promise then got sent through to Isaac, right? And confirmed the same unto Jacob for a law. The same promise got given to Jacob for a law and to everlasting covenant. And everlasting covenant doesn't have an end, man. So what are you people talking about? What are you people talking about? You Christians that trying to say that the Israelites are cast away? That's not true, man. It's not true. You're making it up. You're making it up as you go along, hoping that everybody's going to be ignorant and just listen to what you say. And when they don't, your doctrine crumbles, man. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were real men that existed, and everybody on the earth is not their descendants, man. How can everybody on the earth be Abraham's children when Abraham came through the line of Shem, and we know that I think it's like 13 other nations or something like that, like between 10 and 13 other nations came through the line. You know what? I'll try and see. Let's do it, man. Let's look it up. Let me try and look it up real quick, man. Let me see if I can quickly. Let me see, man. Might take a bit of time, man. Genesis chapter 10 and verse 6. And the sons of Ham, Cush, Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. So that's 4, right? That's 4 people right there, right? Verse 20. These are the sons of Ham after their families, after their tongues, in their countries, and in their nation. So that's 4 people that came from 4 nations that came through the line of Ham. Right, now let me see where it is for Japheth. Where is that? Verse 2. Genesis chapter 10 and verse 2. The sons of Japheth, Gomer, Magog, Madai, Javan, Tubal, Meshach, Taras. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 10. No, wait 1 second. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's 11. If you take the 7 that is mentioned from Japhet, and you take the 7 that is mentioned from the 4 that's mentioned from Ham, that's 14. That's 11. Sorry, 11 nations, man. Verse 5. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in the lands, everyone after his tongue, after their families in their nations. So there was 11 nations total that came from Japhet and Ham. Now let me just go quickly down to Shem's line, and let me read this. Genesis chapter 10 and verse 22. The children of Shem, Elam, Asher, Arphaxad, Lud, and Aram. Right? So that's what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 16 nations, man. And then we know that through these lines, right, that the Israelites and the Edomites also came, but then also through the line of Shem came the Moabites and the Ammonites too. Right? They came too. So people, I guess you could say that there's roughly between 18 to 20 nations, man, depending on how people want to try and play it. But not all of these people are Israelites, man. So there's like 19, let's say. I personally think that there's 18 nations, but let's say you say there's 20, or whatever number you say, there's still more than one nation. You can't just say, oh, we're human race at the end of the day. Everyone's everyone. No, you can't just say we're all Israelites at the end of the day, because that's a very unskilled and unlearned topic, considering because we wasn't all Israelites when we was getting our backs whipped in slavery, was we? We wasn't all children of God then, was we? When people needed us to work for free. We didn't all become children of God then, did we? We only all became the same once they'd built a society off our backs, right? And off our hard labor. Then all of a sudden we're all equal now, huh? It's ridiculous. I'm going to say it again, man. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were real men that existed on the earth, man. They were real men that existed on the earth. So not everybody are descendants of them. All right? Not everybody's a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. It's clear. All praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham Rakar Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the elect to the nation of Israel. Shalom.